Hello and welcome back to another video. So today we have something. Oh, I hit the mic there. Probably didn't hear that, but I did. So today we have something new. Recently just bought a new pack. It's the WCML South, which is the London Euston to Birmingham route on Train Simulator. It's quite nice, and since I have actually been on most of this route myself, it is slightly nostalgic to see how well they've made it. And to be completely honest, this station, I can't find anything wrong with it. Even the fact that they have two adverts that are exactly identical and out of date next to each other on a post. But first of all, obviously, we have to get our passengers in order, because passengers are the biggest thing when you are a train driver, because if you don't have any passengers, what did you do with your life? That's just the code, and my phone's deciding to. There we go. My phone decided this was the time to Right, so my phone's decided. Ow. That hurt quite a bit. Let's open the doors again because we've got a little bit of time. Lovely, so that's in the forward position. And it should stay that way. Lovely. So that is now in the forward position. This says it's not in service. We don't want that. Milton Keynes. No. No, I'm just gonna put it into Bushey. We're probably not gonna get to Bushey. Bedford. We'll put it in with Birmingham because that's the end of the line, and at least it means we're going somewhere. Right. Let's get moving. Now, there is a strict safety rule. You have to have a certain speed limit inside this station grounds. I haven't got a sweet clue why, but that's how things are here. Probably so that you don't run things over, because it is a big station. Or crash into another train. It means you've got a quicker reaction area, so you can react quicker. Well, not quicker, but you've got more time to react. Got the glorious BT tower in the corner there, and some grey and dull skyscrapers. Is the joy that London is. This is the Class 350. It's quite a nice train. I've driven things like it on the channel. I think I've done the Class 450 or the Class 400. Haven't done the Class 350 that often though, because I've never had it. Actually, no, I've never had the Class 350. This is a new add-on to the game, so this has been recently released. So this is fairly new, as it has got the updated Avanti skins. This London Midland skin is technically out of date now because it's moved to London North Western, but I don't really care. And at the moment, it's pretty much up to date. I'm a bit of a train fanatic, so I know exactly what I'm doing. As you can see, the map is quite nice. One of the disappointing things about it is that there aren't any dodgy taxis driving about, because there's lots of those in London. Instead, they only have the proper London taxis every now and then. But you have got the dodgy container ships that probably shouldn't be driving through there. So at least we've got one thing that's slightly dodgy. Right. Obviously, in London, most of it is lovely and not dodgy at all. But some cabs are just. I do like taxi cabs though. So we are just going past all these lovely buildings here. Some of them are nice, some of them. Some of them wonder why they're still standing or how they still are. But I'm not complaining really. So normally at the stations they'd have an announcement and it would say this train is a London Euston train. It is a slow stopping service to Birmingham New Street. It has 4 cars. I've never understood why they have to say how many cars it is. If you know, please leave your suggestion in the comments. I will get to that in the next video and I'll probably reply, as I only get around 4 comments because this channel is sad and has only 16 subscribers. But we are still going to continue to run this channel as the glorious place that it is. I'll let you know if we see any of the other stock on this line, as they do have London Overground, some southern trains, and even if we're lucky, we may see a Pendolino. I doubt it. Pendolinos are common around this area. Quite common around here. But we are now approaching the tunnel. Is there a cab light? Too late. Ah, I found the keybind for that. So now I can do that. Quite pleased with myself. Let's put that on. Oh, I think it's automatic maybe. It seems automatic because it isn't doing anything at the moment. Okay, it's backwards. Yeah, that's probably just a loading thing. But it is quite a nice interior because there's nothing to look at outside and I can't do the external view. So we're just going to comment on the interior. It's a nice interior, lots of buttons to press, things to do. There's a passenger alarm. There's most of the buttons in these trains don't work. It's slightly untrained simulator like, but I'm not bothered with buttons. Switch that off, switch it off, switch it off. There we go. But I'm not bothered with buttons. I've never seen this dial before in my life. I haven't got a sweet clue what it does. And I'm pretty sure that most of the people watching this channel don't know either. But we're going to leave it be and hope that it doesn't go into that section or past that red line, because that's usually a bad thing. Or going past that way, past the red line, could also be a bad thing. So we could be in the wrong right now and unknowingly be driving a dangerous train. We've also got this one, test fog. I'm assuming that means fog lights. There's no fog, so that won't be necessary. Oh, here we go. This is another one of the trains included in the pack. Lovely London Midland 374s. Hideous trains to look at, but lovely trains to drive because they're slow and pointless. But personally, they are quite a useful train, as they do get many people around. As you can tell, the speed difference is quite different. But yeah, they are lovely trains. They're quite nostalgic for me, and I do like to drive. Lovely old. Switch that alarm off. There we go. It's the E key, but it doesn't really work. I'm not going to stop at Queen's Park because that station's not going to comment on that. But yep, skips, rubbish, stuff not needed, cars parked in the middle of the road. This feels very Londonish. I believe this London Midland service is a quick service. Let's have a look at where we are. What's next along the route? Oh, we're in a tunnel. Our next station is Wembley Central. I like that. Oh look, we're running in PowerPoint now. It's nice of Microsoft to come in and help. The lag. Oh, the Intel CPU. Emergency door release. Pull lever and hold door until it releases. Push and slide to open. Thank you for telling me. Shut that alarm up. I love to mess with horns on trains. Love that. We're probably going to end up messing with that for most of the journey. For a second I thought it was stuck. Now, what is going on with this lever? Literally nothing. That lever's pointless. It's pointless to me, because it isn't doing anything, so it's useless. Either that or I'm doing my job correctly. Tell you one way that you can always get fired from a train job easily, and this is how. Step 1, close the blind. Step 2, crash the train. Step 3, not notice that Wembley Station is the next. Okay. That's the quickest way. That's Ginger's top tips to getting fired from a job with London Midland. Right, we need to slow down big time. We're going to put ourselves on the initial brake, because the initial brake is a light brake. It's a light brake and it isn't very strong. Can't really stop us straight away, but it will slow us down. At least we have got the brakes on. Let's have a look inside the train. Just a lovely seats, boring Moquette. That is actually the name for it. In case you're unaware, if it's a London public transport train, it's classed as moquette. It's a type of seating. It's a type of fabric technically, but I'm going to say it's a type of pattern. It's I believe it's to keep the passengers calm. Because who's ever been calm on a London Midland train? I, for one, have not, because I'm a train fanatic and can't help but looking out the window and saying, "Oh, look, it's a Class 4." Even though I've never seen a Class 4. But anyway, I'm sure I've been mocked many times for being a train fanatic, but I'm sure the community would agree that's just part of the hobby. I do quite like this train though. It is a very modern train. It's quite modern indeed. And it's nice to drive to get a feel for the. It's a good train for getting a feel for stuff. Like I tested this on the Isle of Wight, on a similar train to this on the Isle of Wight route, and also on the Southampton route, which is where it's from. So yeah, it would be great if this came with the thing, because this is probably one of the biggest lines in the UK. Obviously they've got HS2, which no one's enjoying, and other things. Here's a fond memory here. When I was much younger, I came down here to watch, I think it was the FA Vars football finals, and they used to have, I don't know if it was Wembley Central or another one, but they would have some lovely bars. So every time a Virgin train came past, I'd clamp onto the bars because the suction would be so great inside the tunnel that I would nearly get sucked into the train. And it was utterly terrifying, and I didn't like that at all. And somehow I'm still a train fanatic. Not sure how that happened. But yeah, there's always the faulty lighting. That's the noise of the pantograph, actually. It is a nice station, this, though, I must admit. It's technically an underground station, but we are allowed to stop here because I said so. The door's gonna close. Lovely. Now, if any of you have ever been on a London Midland train, you know this noise. And I'm pretty sure that pretty much every British person knows that as a noise. That and the sound of a wood pigeon cooing and you thinking it's a pigeon. Those are two nostalgic noises from my childhood that I will never forget. Now you'll hear that door animation again, even though the doors have already closed, as I showed you. Because the game doesn't like me. It likes to scare the living daylights out of me, but no, alas, it doesn't work anymore, because I'm used to it. As you can probably see, there's some red brick buildings coming up. I'm not sure what I started there. That's right in my ears. Oh, and it's not red brick. It's red metal. Well, you learn something new every day, folks. Yes, wood pigeons are a nostalgic noise of my childhood. I enjoy them very much. But I always get peed off when I figure out that it isn't indeed an owl, but indeed the fattest bird you have ever seen. Yeah. You know what I mean. Wood pigeons are just fat, and I'm sorry if there's any wood pigeons watching this video, but wood pigeons are fat birds that taste nice. Yes, I have had wood pigeon, maybe. Unknowingly, probably. Anyway, at least from what I've been told, they're nice. I've probably been fed wood pigeon at some sort of dodgy restaurant, and they've told me it's chicken. I'm sure that's happened to me. I'm sure I've been told something. They've been saying, oh yes, this is definitely chicken. And it's not, it's something else. Like, oh yes, it's cod. What is it? Salmon. Thanks. I'd like to try pheasant though. It's apparently quite nice. But now I'm vegetarian, so that's not going to happen. Yes, folks, you've been listening to a vegetarian rant about trains and noises he's been hearing. And if you're probably still watching this video, which you probably aren't, you probably quit it out because of the boring intro. If you're watching the video still, then I'd like to say that I appreciate that, and your viewership is greatly valued by myself. And I will not forget that. But now we're arriving at Harrow and Wealdstone. Which is probably the most London name I've ever heard. Oh look, the emergency brake didn't even stop. Just over. Noisy old pantograph. It's a lovely train. Let's see who's on board at the moment. That is a lovely moustache. Post in the comments if you think this is a better moustache than anyone else's. Let's see who else has that moustache. Oh look, it's the same person. Oh, you see, he's trying to grow a beard, but he's failed. You see, I know these things. You see, he was trying to grow a beard, he just couldn't. It's not to worry, our next stop is Bushey. At least I think it is. It's probably not, and that joke is useless, but our last stop is Bushey. Harrow and Wealdstone, everybody. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? TSNY, clothes for him and her. Look! Book a test drive with us today. Experience luxury. Boy, what sort of car is it? You ever seen an ad like that? Where they just say book a test drive, experience luxury, and then don't tell you what sort of car they're trying to sell you. I know exactly what... I have had that exact experience myself. It's awful. He's like, what sort of car is it then? And they're like, well, I don't know. It's a car. It's just a car, isn't it? I think that should be a law. Stop trying to sell me a car if you're not going to tell me what sort of car you're trying to sell me. It's like that new Uber ad, and it is the most sad ad I've ever seen. It's just the words Uber, and that is it, written on a screen. And by the time the ad's ended, that's it. Nothing else has changed. It's meant to, but it hasn't. It's just Uber. See, how bored do you feel now for that? That's 10 seconds of your life you're never getting back because you've wasted it listening to a vegetarian talk about car ads. I'm not sure how the vegetarian part plays in with that, but no. Oh look, some red brick this time. Everyone say hi to the red brick. Because we all appreciate red brick here. Red brick is greatly appreciated here. Let's listen to the train go by. Oh, deadly. Yes, this train could probably kill you. What a fun thought. Oh, a triangle! Where's it gone? Oh, we lost the triangle. I like those little triangles. Haven't got a clue what they're for. You see, I'm a train fanatic who doesn't know much about trains. I mean, I do know a lot about trains, but you know what I mean. Stop! That alarm is so annoying. Bushey is next. Lovely. Isn't it just lovely? Indeed it is lovely. Well, I thank you for joining us today. It's been an honour to entertain you. Thank you for not clicking away. Providing you didn't just skip through the entire video, which you probably did, but thank you for doing that. I get the view anyway. Which I'm not doing it for the views. I'm doing it for fun. I will be, if you want me to stream this particular route, do let me know. As I would love to stream this route. It'd be so fun. Because I love this route so much. 2 double-decker buses! 2... Oh no, it's just 1 underground train. It's 1 overground. Overground, not underground. Here's a fun fact. More of the underground is overground than underground. That means that the underground is less underground and more overground. Well, thank you for joining us, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and good night.